Hey family, you're tuning in to the Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio. Pardon any technical difficulties as we are recording live on the Zoom platform. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yeah. Jimmy. Lights, camera, action. Some people thought I quit and I ain't giving satisfaction. From a different era, writing rhymes up on napkins. What you had to say was more important, man, than tracking. Yeah, I'm talking back and speaking of contemporary.
What's good, family, and welcome to another episode of Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. This episode is sponsored by TC Unlimited. I'm your host, Jimmy Bonds, along with my co-host, Ty. T.Y. What's good, Ty? How you feeling?
Live from the 215, J-Big.
Live from the 215. You know how we do. You know I can't forget my other co-host, lovely Miss Lucy. She's not here with us today, but she always here with us in spirit. Moving right along, fam. Remember, you can call us with your comments or questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Also, remember, family, you can follow us on Instagram at Jimmy Bonds Podcast, on Twitter at Podcast Bonds. Make sure you join the Jimmy Bond Podcast Facebook group. Let's continue to open a dialogue. Moving right along, family, tonight, you have a special guest, someone special that we recently met, brought into the family, and it's so good to have her here. You know, I thought it'd be dope if we kicked off Women's History Month with a woman that's making history of her own. So, family, let me give you a little introduction about her, let you know who she is before we bring her on. Let's kick it off. So, Ms. Keia Chesson is the owner of TC Unlimited Boutique, located in Chestnut Hill section of Philadelphia, PA. She has been in business for over 18 years and has become Philly's fashion best kept secret. Taking a leap of faith in 2005, she took her passion for fashion and has created a haven for all her clients to come back from the compliments they get and from the experiences that they have. One Google review said, "I love Miss Keia. She's absolutely the best, and you definitely can stay fly from her boutique. Best female entrepreneur in the city of Philly." Another one said, "Hands down the best place to stop in Philly for your fashionable needs. The owner and the staff is very pleasant and they're professional. Very nice upscale boutique." Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Keia is a business owner, an entrepreneur, a leader, a mentor, a public speaker, a realist, a wife, and a mom. I like to describe her as tenacious, ambitious, creative, compassionate, understanding, original, attentive, dedicated, and very much so creative. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Ms. Keia Chesson, CEO of TC Unlimited Boutique. Welcome to the show, Ms. Keia. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you for that great introduction. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
You are certainly welcome. You are certainly welcome. You earned it. You earned every bit of what I just read because this is what you have done. So, Tal, before we kick it off, I'm gonna let you go ahead with the first question. I said enough, bro. Go ahead and do your thing, man.
Oh, wow. Well, Ms. Chesson, I'm glad to have you this evening. It's wonderful to meet you. Question. With online shopping changing some people's, behavior when it comes to shopping, is that a challenge for you having a walk-in boutique as opposed to just strictly being online?
No, actually, it's to my benefit, and it actually makes things a little easier because we have a lot of clients through the COVID pandemic that did not want to come into the boutique. And luckily, we've been online since 2005. It grew our business because now we had an option where they can actually pick it up. They can order online and pick it up at the boutique, or they can have it shipped to their door. So when everybody's saying that, online is hurting people's business, it actually helped our business because it made it more accessible for people who wanted to shop in a boutique. Big box stores, they do online all the time, but you don't see a lot of small businesses. You don't see a lot of boutiques that's online. So it was good that we did have it in place already. And we just utilize it, whereas though if you want to pick it up, we have an option. You can pick it up so that you don't have to make any contact. We'll have it ready for you, packed up, and you can just come to the door and pick up your order. So it made it easy for folks, and it actually did really good for me. So I'm really happy that we did have it.
All right. Now, being as though you're the queen of Philly with this, Do you see anything trending in the foreseeable future?
Yeah, actually, we had took initiative where we were helping some of the other boutiques who did not have it online or who did not know how to pivot themselves through the pandemic. So I did help a couple other boutiques learn how to do Facebook Live or Instagram just to try to put themselves out there to market more or to actually do an e-commerce account because some of them didn't have it and it was hard to pivot at that time. Even my church gave an example, and I had told people about this. My church was giving away money for people to just to get the equipment. But with my live, I have many people have an iPad, right? I'm on my laptop, but I have two phones, and I probably have about 5 iPads because we used them already for our business.
Mm.
So basically, I encourage people go buy you an iPad, get you an upgraded phone. It's ways out here that you can make this work and
Yeah.
a lot of people did, so it did help them, so I'm glad that we were able to help them. But for me, I mean, we've been on and popping. We did a live today. I did a live around 1 o'clock. We were done about 4:30, 5 o'clock. I was able to rest this voice, change up a little bit, and here I am.
She ain't playing. She ain't playing with him. That's what I'm talking. She ain't playing with him.
Gotta get to the bag.
You know what I'm saying? So Ty, you didn't. I don't know if you knew about this, but you know, you are a vet of QVC and how QVC works, right?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
yourself,
really?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Q,
used
Ty
to
used to
work
run
there.
QVC.
You were
So
QVC?
yeah, he ran QVC, right? You know what I'm
No.
saying? But you know, Kia has a thing she does on live, which I call the TC Unlimited QVC. Now it's not QVC, it's TC
The
Unlimited
Black Hole
Boutique.
Network
Okay, it's the exactly that's what it is. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it is.
My
To,
All
girlfriend
right.
said that.
I mean, I'm digging it, right? I'm digging it. You know, y'all Nate told me about it in the beginning. I was like, get out of here. This is what she do, really? But
Light skin. Yeah.
can you talk a little bit about that? Can you share a little bit about just that experience, how you got started with it, and what you've seen the growth of the business from just doing those?
Yes. So basically, what initially happened is that when we had first heard about the pandemic, everybody was scared and worried and didn't know if they were actually had businesses open. Well, here I am in Chestnut Hill paying this high rent. I'm like, wait a minute, what you mean we can't open? I don't want to break any rules. But I'm like, we got to figure something out. So because I was doing my business from home and online for so long, I just kind of went into that mode like, okay, how can I do this? I took all my belongings out of my boutique and I turned my basement into a new business. Okay. And when
Yeah,
I did that, I simply let my customers know, hey, we're gonna be shipping from my home. I'm going to do my lives here because I still have to pay my rent, which I did. And from that, we did it like every other day, and it was a demand for it. It was to the point where people was like, "Are you going to do it today? What time are you coming on live?"
yeah,
So since I was home and we couldn't go nowhere, I mean, it was perfect. I would still be able to, sustain my business. So did it from home back in the beginning of the pandemic. And I went to the post office like every 2 to 3 days to ship out all the packages. And if I could meet somebody, I met them at the post office. And of course, 3 months later, we were back open for business. So now the demand was there. We had customers as far as Japan, which
mm,
I was really proud of. Just
mm,
by referrals, just by people knowing the struggle and just wanting support. They were referring friends. We had up to like 120 people on our Facebook Live at one time shopping. So we were producing 20 to 40 orders a night. I wasn't doing that in the store when I was open. So I was like, wait a minute. Oh, this might be something here. So now the demand, I had to get more product shipped to me. I had to do a lot of running around behind scenes, but I didn't have the business to open like for all day long, the
yeah,
operation of the business. So I just went into just strictly online. We also set up a location not far from my house where one of my other business friends, this is where the network and business friends come in. So they actually had a pickup spot for me. So if you didn't get your ship and you was in the area and you wanted to pick it up, I had a pickup spot that you can pick your stuff up. That was
Perfect.
like literally near my neighborhood. So it worked out really well. But from then, we continued to do it when we opened up. We did it to the point where as though we had to slow it down to like twice a week because it was like
oh,
it was busy. Twice
yeah,
a week, still back open the store. Landlord, I didn't like how he did me through the pandemic. No assistance, no help, no loans, no grants. So I was ready to leave my place, especially seeing what I did with no overhead.
yeah.
Um, I wound up moving to a bigger building.
Mm.
A year later,
So
I was
look at
able,
God, right? Look at God.
story building. Yes, we're on the whole building. It's a little bit more rent, but it was well worth it. More space, so we could do more shipping. We have a whole fulfillment area in the back of our location, so it grew the business tremendously. And I'm very happy and proud of it because a lot of people's like, "Are you selling your stuff online?" I wouldn't do that on Facebook. Check this out. I wasn't even on Facebook for the last year or two before this occurred. I'm so glad I was on it because it did reach a lot of my clients that I had and it grew me more clients.
Yeah.
So it worked out for us. We still do it. Like I said, I did one a day. We do 20 or more orders. We have a lot of return customers.
Wow.
And it sustains me. If it's a day that's Tuesday, Wednesday that's slow, busy, not busy in the boutique, we
Yeah.
make a couple sales or none. But if I do a Facebook Live, we're doing like 20 or more orders.
See, that's why I keep trying to tell people like don't push us up against the wall now. We become creative. Who said black people ain't creative, right? You know what I
Oh,
mean? We gotta do what we gotta do. They don't give us no recourse. They don't give us no extra to do anything. So we gotta be creative. And that's why I love listening to these type of stories, particularly with entrepreneurs in our area, because and a lot of our women as well. They just get creative. You know, we gotta figure out. You gotta make ends meet. You gotta make it work. You know what I mean? So, yo, kudos to you. I think that's awesome.
thank
Awesome.
you.
20,
Yes.
20 orders each
I
one.
sent
That's
that video to my
Needs her own
past.
TV station now.
you know what I'm saying. I
You
do
need a
forget
TV station.
QVC, right?
The TV show,
Listen,
your own
listen.
And
TV show.
And
TCU over
they
this
had me
job.
on
Y'all
DC
better
low.
stop.
Unlimited, yeah.
Listen, my whole living room, literally, I don't think my husband knew, or my kids. I had my kids, my husband, everybody helping us buying Uline packaging and everything, coming by the cases just so that we could get these orders out. My
Oh
husband
man.
was looking at me like, "What are you doing?" I took over the basement, the living room, and the dining room. And one day, not to like brag on me, it's funny now, but it is a big accomplishment that I'm very proud of. But one day I was like, you know what? They're gonna really hate me if I show them what I'm doing, right? I don't want to say that I'm getting all these orders, right? Because they'll be like, count my money and be like, girl, you this, you that. So I was like, I think I better be quiet about this. Like, I'm getting scared. Like, this is like really, really happening really fast, right? But I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a video of
Mm,
my packages of the ones in my home, and I just want to just embrace it because sometimes we don't really sit back and reflect on how creative we are, how good God is, number one,
yeah.
but how we can really do some things. And I didn't have a clue, a plan, or nothing. I just went into like this mode that it came from nowhere, for real.
Yeah.
And I took a video of all the packages. When I tell you, I had a probably 3,000 square foot home back then. I'm in the new home now, but my house was pretty big. I was in a twin in East Oak Lane,
Mm,
and the packages took up the dining room, the living room, and I just was like videotaping it. And I was like, oh my gosh! I said I didn't even count these packages, but it was really like for real. You did this? Like I was
yeah.
like a little surprised about myself, and then I'm like, I looked at the count that I did the shipping for, and I was like, we did over 500 orders
That's
in like a
awesome.
certain amount of time. I can't remember the months. I was like, geez, we did
Yeah.
this. So I'm happy and I'm proud, but I was just like, did this really happen? Is this real?
Yeah, now that's awesome. I mean, that's awesome. That's yeah, you should be bragging about that. Like, no, she said, I don't mean to brag about it or toot my horn. No, you better toot your horn. That's love
They're gonna
right
be
there.
coming
That's what's
for me.
up.
The haters is coming for me.
And let
So
let them come. Let them come. Just let them come.
listen, I know how they are. They
Yeah.
coming for me. It was coming for me. So I was like, all right, you know what? I didn't put that video out. I talked about it to my pastor and talked about it to close friends. But I was like, if I put this video up, they're gonna be looking at me like I'm
And they're gonna
crazy.
you put a target on your back, right? That's exactly
Yes,
what I don't
exactly.
need no targets, right? I
But you know what?
understand.
Funny enough, I connected with a lot of different other businesses on Instagram and Facebook through this time, and I met this young lady. She had a business in Louisiana,
Mm,
and we were selling similar stuff. So we connected and partnered up, and some of my things because everything was like hard to get. She was actually giving me stuff wholesale so that I could sell it here locally. And when I tell
mm.
you, she was doing a doing thing back then. She had a computer where you could just see the printout just rolling down the whole she it was amazing. So I was like, if she can do this, your girl
I can
gonna do
do
it
this.
too.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Let me ask you this question. Here's a little, something off. Similar to a painter or poet or singer, would you consider yourself an artist?
Yes, I'm artsy. I will say I'm artsy. I'm
And
very
I mean that more in terms of like you get your clients coming in, you know, they might see what they want or XYZ, but you really help them kind of project the look that they might be looking for, or something they might not even notice that they, you know, that they just stumbled upon. Like, well, I didn't know this was gonna look like this. You
you
know, do
gotta
you?
have a vision and a good eye. And
That's what I'm saying.
that's my if that's an art, that's me because I do look at most of my clients when they come in. A lot of them compare themselves to me as well. So I take a lot of pictures in my product as well, and I kind of let them know how it fit on me for my body type, and if it was to fit on their body type, if it's similar. So I usually compare myself to most of my clients. I do also do a good look at them and just kind of judge them. We have a wall that says "curvy girl friendly," curvy
Mm,
girl, and some things
mm.
I say is curvy girl friendly because I'm curvy, I'm tall, I'm 5'8". I don't want to say my weight, but I'm getting up there. But I'm curvy and I'm
I
tall.
understand.
So
Yeah,
that's a challenge for a lot of black women. We have hips. I don't really have I have a small waistline, but I'm pretty curvy in other places. So that's a challenge, and but that's a lot of women nowadays, depending on their height and their bust size, their hip size. So I kind of look at that and I kind of try to help them to buy things that's flattering for their body type because some people don't know and they need help. So a lot of times, I'm there to give them that help or to guide them. Like, we have things that are made for curvy girls, might have stretch, may not have stretch. I may can't get in it. So if I can't get in it, you might can't get in it. It doesn't have enough stretch. So I'm giving them an honest opinion, but I'm also giving them, some choices that may work for them. So when you look at when you come into the boutique, and if you need help, that's what we should do for you. It's a boutique, so we want to give you that personal service. If I got to get in the dressing room with you to help you zip up something or to make something fit, I'm there. I'm that girl. But I think if I was shopping at any other establishment, which I do, I want that kind of service too. I want someone to be attentive to my needs, and I don't want somebody to tell me something that's not true. Like you can't fit that, or you need to get the bigger size, that kind of thing. So, yes, I think you really do need to know your clientele. You need to know how to engage with them, and you can relate to them. And most
mm-hmm.
people are around my age, I'm almost 50. I don't
Mm.
look it. I don't look it.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
But I'm hitting 50 in a couple years, 2 more years to be exact.
Amen.
And I still want to look a certain way. I don't want to look like I am in my 20s, although I want to have you think I'm in my 20s, but I don't want to look that way. My clothes should not appear that way. They should,
Yeah,
fit to my body type. They should look like a grown woman, far as I'm
yeah.
concerned.
I completely understand that. I
I'm
completely
not gonna
understand
talk
that.
about other people, but you know what I mean, right? People need help in that area. They really do. Some women do, and
No, it's true. I mean, but that was what I was saying though. Like, you know, you have to help them see what maybe they don't see, you know,
Mhm.
or help them explore what they might not explore, you know. And that's something I noticed just not just from your reviews, but just from watching what women have said just in response to your boutique, from their experience, from the fact that they just love like the, you know, it feels like a down home type of environment when they come in there. And you know,
Absolutely.
and tell me this though, I saw something and I don't know if this is the case or not, but the term girlfriends, do you use that?
Girlfriend. All
Do
of
you
my
use that?
girlfriends.
That's what I'm saying. You use that for your clients, don't you?
Yes,
And
I
that
do.
and that's what I thought when I was like, you know, she calls her clients her girlfriends.
They're my
And that,
girlfriends.
I mean, that creates a family type of environment. Like, yo, we family. I'm gonna look out for you. I'm gonna make sure you go out here and you don't look crazy. You look
Yeah.
like you want to look, you know. And I just found it to be fascinating. Talk a little bit about the girlfriends thing, though. Where did that come from?
So my little signature introduction when I start my live post is hello, 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 hey girlfriends. And I do have some gentlemen, so every now and then I'll say gentlemen too, but for the most part it's girlfriends. So it's hello, 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 and hey girlfriend. And if it's a birthday, if we need prayer, if there's anything going on and they let me know, we also take a moment to shout it out and make sure we let them know because everybody's our girlfriends. So yes, that's like a signature thing that I do when we start and throughout the whole live. And when you come into the boutique, I usually pretty much I would say I'm getting older, my memory get a little crazy, but 90% of the time I know each and every one of my clients. I know from the stories they said about their children, where they going, what they need a dress for, if it's their birthday. I usually don't forget nobody. 90% of the time, unless I haven't seen you in a while, I can pick you up right there. Like that. Hey, Miss Belinda. Hey, Miss Vina. Hey, girlfriend. I know my clients. I actually have some clients that are some celebrities. I've dressed a couple celebrities over the year. I dressed Jasmine Sullivan, mother, the police
Oh,
commissioner.
yeah.
A lot of other people. I won't say their names, but I've had a few special people come into my boutique. Everybody's special, but some unique Philadelphians have came out and supported me,
Yes,
surprisingly.
ma'am.
And
Yes, ma'am. That's it's what they say. Know your clients, right?
yeah,
That's the sign of
yeah,
a good business person. Know your clientele. Know who's coming in to see you. That way you catering to them because not everybody is the same walking through your door. So I think that's really important. That's really important. Wow. 'Cause Ty, she killing it over here, Ty. She
Yeah.
killing it, bro.
Yeah.
She killing it, Robbie. That's all I can say, man. She doing the thing. She doing the thing. Well,
thank
listen,
you.
we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come right back to it. Family, you're listening to the interview with Miss Keia Chesson, CEO of TC Unlimited Boutique, Chestnut Hill. You need to go check out her boutique, check out her online, check out her IG, check it all out because she's doing her thing. Much love to her. So we're gonna be right back, fam. Remember, you can call us with your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMY podcast at gmail.com. Listen to the Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Michael from Abu Dhabi. Listen to Jimmy Bond Podcast on Illadelphia Radio.
The drama is the illest on Illadelphia Radio. What up?
Welcome back to the Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We thank you for listening. Remember, family, you can call us at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And welcome back to Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. Remember, family, you can call us with your comments or questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And again, family, we are kicking off our new season 4. Didn't tell everybody that this is our new brand new spanking season 4. We're doing our interview with Miss Keia Chesson, all the way from Chestnut Hill, TC Unlimited Boutique up in Chestnut Hill, family. She just dropped some bars, as we say, in our first segment. Now she's going to kill it over here for our second segment. But really, Keia, like one of the things that jumped out to me about you just in terms of your business and how you kind of carry it. I mean, you've been in the game for almost close to 2 decades. That's called longevity. That's called like I'm not giving up. You know what I mean? And that's called I gotta switch up what I'm doing so I can make sure we survive. That's what that's called. And I think through the time, people don't realize the journey that it takes to get to your level, get to where you are. Can you talk a little bit about kind of how it started for you? What kind of pushed you out there? Your passion for fashion, as they say. What kind of pushed you out there to say, I'm gonna do this? Let me try this out.
I've always dreamt of wanting a boutique. I've always actually I was a tomboy growing up. My aunt used to say, "You don't have no earrings on." I didn't like getting my hair done. My hair is really long. I don't really didn't like all the girly stuff early on, but I started working out in the corporate world. I worked for Children's Hospital of Pennsylvania and Children's Hospital and University of Pennsylvania. So my background is finances for the hospital, for surgeons. That's where I started at. And while I was in working for them, I was in school. So my degree is in business. I graduated from Peers. And while I was doing that, I was thinking of different ways to earn extra money because I didn't see I didn't see that career fulfilling me. And I also didn't see the finances that could finance the things I liked, such as fashion. And I would think about okay, maybe if I was buying it and wearing it, I could probably sell some to my friends and get a couple dollars in my pocket so I could finance, getting some more stuff.
No doubt, no doubt.
It started off like that, really. And before you knew it, I had an online business. I started vending. I got some contracts. I got a contract with Einstein. And I did all their hospitals where I would come in for the day or two. I had a contract, a yearly contract with them where I would set up in the lobby or close to their parking lot for 2 days minimum. And from there, it just kind of ran off between networking with people and just doing my thing. That consists of a lot of work. I had to rent a U-Haul, and pretty much I set up like a mini store every time I did it. Then it grew to Lincoln, it grew to CHOP, it grew to different variations of different organizations, the Zetas, the AKAs. So now I'm vending part-time on the weekends, holidays, taking days off. And I'm like, I think I want to brick and mortar. I think I want to slow down. Maybe I don't want to do this anymore. So it grew from working with corporate America and building my brand and building my clientele. And then finally, they got sick of me after me knowing too much and getting degrees and telling people what I'm not going to do.
Sound like me.
She got too much mouth. So 2016, they fired me, but they closed that door. I opened up another door.
There you go.
A couple months later, I already had my business. When that happened, I was just trying to hold on to that corporate good money because I was a little afraid.
Yeah.
But they did me a favor and I didn't look back. I haven't worked for anybody since, but leading up to it, I did work. I think you do have to have great work ethics. I think you need to have some type of income coming in before you take this leap.
Yeah.
Definitely have some business savviness to you. Definitely know a little bit about your finances, what you are willing to put out there before you take that leap, because rent and staff is a lot of things that go with owning your business. It look like it's easy, but it's not. You really have to have a plan. You may even have to take out a loan. And that's not easy for little brown girls like you. And you know what I mean? No one wants to do anything. So if you're not willing to work hard for it or set up some kind of goal or some kind of plan of how you want to do it, think about it before you make that move. I had plenty of time. I did it over 10 years before it actually became into a brick and mortar. I networked with different people. I was in another boutique for 2 years, just selling my merchandise, like co-renting, if you would say. And then I opened up my actual location. So it was steps that I did leading up to having my own brick and mortar. I shared, I did online, I did a lot of things. I had contracts, I had a kiosk in Plymouth Meeting. I did it all. Like I did different things just to see where I fit.
She ain't playing with him.
No. You have to see what fits for you, what makes sense for you, what's affordable, what you're willing to sacrifice. One of the things I said early on, I like nice cars, like most of us do. Not really extravagant, but I like nice cars. But I'm one of them people like, I'm not getting a new car until this thing is, to this thing, the wheels fall off, okay? Because I'm not paying another car note, right?
Yeah.
I had a maximum, I think, before I had a maximum, 2,000 maximum. And I was like, once this car note is paid for, I'm not buying another car, but I'm gonna invest this money into my business. So once I didn't have a car note, the money I could put aside for a car, I'm gonna put aside for my business, and that made my business grow. So that was one of the things I do remember doing to help me. So you got to set some goals, like what can you afford to put aside to build your business? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are the things you want to do to enhance your business? Because it's not just about having a business, right?
Yeah.
I also, before pandemic happened, a good thing that I tell people who's about to do business or in business, the city of Philadelphia has so many programs, and one of them was paid by the sugar tax. Yeah, we didn't want to pay for that sugar tax, right? But there was a benefit they had at CCP. It was called a Power Up program. They still have it. It was in person once a week for 12 weeks. This program ended or commenced right before the pandemic hit. But I did take the course, even though I have a business degree, as a refresher. And when I tell you I got a new lawyer, because you need a lawyer in this business, new accountant, you need an accountant in this business. I have new marketing strategies, which is probably one of the ones I'm using. There was also some information about networking with other peers, like knowing what they did, how they got through certain things, what do they recommend. So I hooked up with at least 20 of my classmates, and now we hang out, we share ideas as well. So these are some key things that I wasn't doing prior to the pandemic, but now it was a refresher. And so when the pandemic hit, I also looked out and contacted some of my friends, and I had a mentorship for 2 years through the program, and that definitely helped me. So those are key things that kind of stick with me. That I'm glad that I was able to, be in that program, learn these things along the way, and also have some key people share some things for me that was helping me in my business.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, listen, family, if you got a business, you want to start a business or something like that, you better be listening to what she's saying. She over here dropping some jewels on you because I mean, this is stuff that it pretty much is for free. So you better grab it. This is information that you're gonna end up having to pay for, and she is letting you know about it. Kia, thank you so much. Ty, I know you got a question, bro. Go ahead and jump in there, man.
Yes. Ms. Kia, just to follow up on what you just said, you went over a lot of the do's as far as the business. Are there some don'ts that people should be aware of as far as going into a fashion boutique, starting one?
Yes, I think you got to have a realistic expectation. Some of the things that you don't want to do, I'll tell you example. It's a crazy story, but I know y'all like my story, so I'm gonna share with you. I was in a location for 4 years, and what happened is I was sharing information with another friend. I thought was a friend. So keep some of your things to yourself until you really manifest them, until they really come into fruition, until you really lay it out. So I was helping a friend because I'm a very helpful giving person. I'm very helpful in giving. And my friend moved 2 doors away from me, literally selling the same products. Some of the things that I thought I was helping them with other things, they was actually utilizing some other stuff, so to speak. So there's certain rules to fashion, just like if you are buying certain things and selling certain things in a certain radius, like CVS, they can probably move at every corner, right? But with boutiques and designers, when you get into fashion, you can't do that. It's like a law. And usually your sales rep will tell you that you cannot, be in a certain radius of another boutique carrying the same brand. For example, I'll say Samuel Dong. Samuel Dong is a brand I carry. If I'm selling Dong in Chestnut Hill and you are in the same location as me, you can't sell Samuel Dong. That's how you keep it exclusive. That's also how you keep your brand safe for the right price point. But something like that happened to me, and they had to pretty much shut it down. It was
Mm.
like you can't carry Samuel Dong. So those are some of the don'ts. Don't try to get in this business and emulate other people. Be original. Get your own designers. Create your own mold. Figure out which directions you want to go. You can be inspired by me or anybody else who may do similar things, but find out your niche, what works for you, because you can step out here and do something and think you're doing something. And if you're carrying the same brand as somebody, you're not really unique. You're actually just copying. So you
Yeah.
got a lot of copycats out of here, but they don't know the rules to copycatting. They don't know the rules to the game. So don't follow behind people if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's always nice to talk to someone that's doing it. I did that when I looked at my location. I looked at Manny Young. I looked in a lot of different locations, and when I saw that it was another black business very close to where I wanted to look at to rent, I decided not to because I did not want to be in the same location of another young lady similar to me who might sell similar stuff. That wouldn't work well for me. It wouldn't be good in my spirit. So that's some of the things that I do have integrity about how I do my business, where I conduct my business. So I would say those some of the do's, those are some of the don'ts. Don't move next door to your girlfriend. Even if she's not your personal friend, don't do that. Don't do that. I wish somebody would tell the other girl that, but even still, don't do that.
I mean, but you said the key word. The key word was integrity.
Integrity,
Keep
yes.
integrity about your business. Keep integrity about how you handle yourself. Like, no, that's real key. That's real key. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Ty, for real, it's not like they out there with the street cred. No, you cannot come over here and sell your stuff on my
This is
block.
not your block.
We gonna run you out of this job. Okay. Don't make me call my peoples on you.
Listen, I had to. I'm gonna tell you the frank, honest truth. When I found out this particular boutique was carrying a brand that I had, I talked to the designer and he looked up the research and he said, if it's anything like that, say my address look different from the other person address. They may be using a home address, but I'm using my brick and mortar. They may not know, but once they know, they shut it down.
Mm,
Especially with your girl over here, been doing it since 2016. You
mm.
cannot have the same accounts I have. That's just like there's some other boutiques up there near me that's in a block or two radius. Love them dearly. Artists, and I can name a few of them. I'm good with them. We're cool. I'm not going to carry what they're carrying. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go in their boutique and be like, oh, you have this brand. Oh, let me get that brand. Let me write that down. Let me start carrying it. You don't do that. That's not
Yeah.
cool. It's
Yeah.
enough for everybody. It's
Yeah.
enough out here for everybody. And what's for you is for you, and what's for me is for me. But when you do stuff like that, it only come back on you. It only come back on you double fold. So you
Yeah.
can't do that.
You really can't. Oh my goodness. Ty, go
Yeah.
ahead, bro. My fault,
Yes.
man.
Miss Kia, what is it like dealing with the suppliers? Like, is it like you have like multitudes of suppliers that you can choose from, or do you select certain ones that how do you go about that?
I am selective and I always had multitude because the style changes so rapidly in my business. I can come out with stuff 2 to 3 times a week. There's also, like I said, copying. There's certain designers that emulate the other, and they may not carry, say, one may carry, excuse me,
Take your time.
one
Yes, take your time.
one company may carry small to large, but I have some curvy girls, so I may need extra large to 2X. So they may carry it with another brand, a different color. So I like to give my customers an option. So if I'm dealing with Gracia, which is one of my brands that may go up to an extra large 1X on certain styles, but then they may have C by CQ that cover plus girls without a problem. They may not have the same colors, but the design is very similar. So at least I can offer that. So I have many suppliers over the years, and I try different suppliers. I go to shows that's here to Vegas. I travel to different shows to meet different suppliers. I carry suppliers from California, from Los Angeles, from New York, from the UK, from Denmark, overseas. I cover a lot of different designers, at least so that I can be different. I don't want to carry the same thing. If you want the same old, you can go to Macy's, you can go to
Yep.
Bloomingdale's.
Yep.
Boutique should be really different. And I learn about the suppliers. Like Samuel Dong, who I talked about earlier, he's an Asian designer, but he bad, and he's very unique in his prints and his colors, and he also fit curvy girls. So that's a good seller for me because it's nice to have a dressy outfit that can fit you and fit you properly. Even though he's Asian, he covers for women like me. And he's actually coming to do a trunk show for me this year. So I'm excited about that. The actual designer, we have such a good relationship. He's coming this November to do a trunk show in my boutique.
Wow.
So I try to know my designers, and I also try to network with them as well. And in terms, this is how we made the connection where he's actually going to come and do a trunk show. He's going to come the night before and set up in my boutique and do a trunk show for me in November.
Wow.
Now, will this be the first one for you?
This will be the first that he's ever done that for me. But
Okay.
let me not forget to say I do coordinate, not coordinate. I do work with a lot of different other businesses. This Saturday, we're gonna have Lulu James come to our building. She just came off of the New York Fashion Week. She sells fur, she makes different designs, she has all kinds of pieces. I have a few of them myself. Meek Mills has worked with her, a lot of celebrities, a lot of rappers. She the bomb, and she's Black owned. I work with other companies, Polek Furs. We did something with them earlier. We did a vision board brunch earlier. We did something with Polak Furs. So I do work with different businesses and different entrepreneurs. I showcase them on my platform, and I also showcase them in my boutique, just so that we can love on each other. Your client may not know about me, I may not know about your client, but now they can know about both of us under one roof. And they can shop with both of us. So I have on a lip that's from one of my girlfriends that do my makeup. When I do different things, I wear more of a glam makeup. So she's carrying a lipstick. Kadora, she works with New York Fashion Week and so forth. So as I meet people, in a nutshell, if there's anything that I could do on my platform, if there's anything that I can do to support them, I'm gonna support them, and they have been supporting me. So it goes both ways. So I work with a lot of women. I can name drop a lot of people that I've helped. I belong to certain organizations where it's just women. BMTA is an organization I started a couple years ago. We did fashion shows. We did a lot of different things. There's some things on my page that I could talk about, but we did a blackout where only Black entrepreneurs came to an event. We had funding from different congressmen. We had entertainment. We had sponsorship. I work with a lot of people. I
Did the
don't
dang
mind
thing.
with
Did the
people.
thing.
I don't
Yeah.
mind working with people. As long as
Yeah.
you're wonderful, I'll work with you, and the love is back and forth. I've supported a lot of people, but a lot of people supported me as well.
Amen. That's
And,
that's where you
and what
gotta
is it
go.
about the fashion shows? Like
The
putting one
fashion
together. Yes, like putting one together. Like how is that? What goes behind the scenes with that?
The fashion shows are fabulous. Normally for my fashion shows, it's a little different because I'm in Chestnut Hill, but we don't quite turn up, but we turn up enough. We usually have a DJ, we have us some champagne, some wine, we have a good time. We do raffles. You will see various of people. It don't have to be a certain person to model. My staff will model the clothes. I have my customers come up and model the clothes. I have a TC Unlimited line, a leisure wear line that's dedicated to my aunt. So I do the untraditional stuff, but I do
Yeah.
the administration stuff too, but the fashion shows is basically bringing out a new line of designers that we're carrying in our boutique. And sometimes people would like to see them on an actual person. So
Mm.
when you come to a fashion show, we give away gift bags. We also get a chance to see it, touch it, feel it up close, a person. You can try it on. So the fashion shows just give you that, that first dibs on checking it out before it actually hit the store. So I like to do them at least once a year, usually 2 times a year if I can fit it in for each season. But once a year, I usually do a big fashion show. And now that I have the space, because I moved into a bigger space, I have a 2-story building now. We use the whole building. So we just move out the merchandise. We put the red carpet in the front, put the red carpet throughout the store. And we just play some music and, we make it fun. And people love them. They love them.
So we gotta go to the next one, bro.
Yeah, right.
We gotta go to the next one. We gotta check the next one
I
out.
told you I can talk.
Yeah, we gotta get over there and see what's good. At least just get us a seat. We don't know what's going on. We just want to see the
Listen,
clothes.
you're more than welcome to come. Yes, I'll definitely
Definitely.
just like I'm on here now. I'm actually putting it on my live right now. So my live has been on. So I'm telling people about Jimmy Bonds. Y'all gotta follow him. Y'all gotta check him out. What's the phone number again?
That's 844 844
844 844
1244.
1244.
Yep, it's that easy. 844 844 1244.
Y'all call and ask questions and y'all find out what your girl's doing over here. Okay.
Listen, hit me up. Hit me up. We got the phone
Yeah,
lines open. Hit me up. Hit me up. Definitely. Definitely.
yeah.
That's love right there.
Look, you're gonna get some calls.
That's love. I know I am. You over here letting it loose. I know I am. But
Spitting
we gonna
bars.
she dropping them, bro. She
Yeah,
dropping the
dropping the
bars, bro.
bars and everything.
She dropping them.
We gotta help each other. Let me tell you, my voice does not go unvain. If I used to be shy, and somehow, some way, when I started getting into sales, I'm not a hard salesperson. The mouth just kept going; it didn't stop. From me being quiet for so long, being that little nerdy chick, it changed, and I think it was for the benefit of me. It made me grow, and made me blossom, and it also made me get to know people on a different level. Before, I kind of was like quiet and timid about things, or shy.
Definitely.
And as long as I have a voice, I share it now. I just started. I had 3 things going on this week. So Saturday to Lulu James. This Monday we took pictures. I am part of the Chestnut Hill Business Association. I did 2 terms where I was on there as an active member. I'm still an active member, but I just started where we didn't have any recognition for Black History Month. I'm like, huh? All these Black businesses up here. I'm one of
Yeah.
the very first. And you mean to tell me we have grown? When I tell you 90% of the people that have opened up new businesses in Chestnut Hill look like me. And
Amen to that.
yes, they look like me 90% because I stay on top of the data too because I go to the meetings.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
retail meeting, we have a general meeting. So I'm no longer running. I have to take a year off and then I'll come back on if need be. And they vote you in. But I did
Hmm.
2 terms. And so I brought that to their attention when we had a meeting. I said, hey, we ain't doing nothing for Black History Month. It's a lot of Black businesses, even if you just shout them out. We have Fox News 10-6, everybody coming here for candies, cakes, and everything else that's being sold in this area.
Yeah.
What about the Black businesses?
Yeah.
So me and my mouth, we now have we had a page on the website. If you look it up, there is a Black business where you can actually go to the directory and list every Black business that's up there, from people selling flowers to cake to tailors to shoes. There is spices. There are so many black businesses up Chestnut Hill, but a lot of black people do not know about it. When
Yeah.
I first came there, it was like Chestnut Hill. What's up there? Where's that at? And still to this day, like how long you been here? I'm like 6 years. They were like, we didn't know it was a black business, but they'll see
Yeah.
my window display and they'll come in like, this is black owned. I'm like, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's
long
crazy.
story short, I was like, we need to do more for the black businesses,
We
especially
do.
a lot of us up here. There are new businesses. So guess what they did? They highlight your boo the other day. They highlighting every black business for the last week or two in the month of February, and they said it will continue throughout the year. They want to do a more better job of highlighting some of the black businesses there. We took a
Definitely.
black business picture that they posted on a website. I gathered all the people that were black that could come out on Monday, and we took a picture in front of the Chestnut Hill sign, and now you can see some of us. So now
There
you
you
don't have
go.
to just click on our links and say, who's that? They're black businesses up here. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
There is a Black Wall Street up at Chestnut Hill, family. In
Yes,
case y'all ain't know about it, there's
it is
there's
on the
Black Wall
rise.
Street in Chestnut Hill, and you need to go check it
yeah,
out for your betterment. Because we always screaming, we don't be doing nothing. They don't support black businesses.
it's
Yes, they
plenty of
do.
them. Plenty.
Yes, they do. Go support them up at Chestnut Hill.
Go
I'm,
support them. Check us
I'm gonna tell
out.
you a quick story before we take a break. So I was talking to a friend of mine earlier, and I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be interviewing, Keia Chesson from TC Unlimited Boutique. You should check out her stuff. She shops. She's a big shopper, right?
Okay.
So I sent her your information. I just sent her the name of the business and the address. She googling it. Next thing I know, she's like, "Yeah, I just sent it to 6 of my friends, and they sent it to 12 of their friends, and they sent it to 20 of their friends." And this is
Mhm.
how business grow. This is how it is. Main thing she told me was we have to support each other. We have to, because no one else is going to do it. So I think even with that short little story, because you might get an influx on a Saturday and be like, "Where all these people come from?" Anything like that, you know what I'm saying? Anything like that, we have to make sure that we support each other in all that we do. I don't care what kind of store you have. If you have a bakery, you got a coffee shop, you got a boutique. We have to support each other because the black dollar is the biggest spending dollar in America. We spend more than anybody else. And if we're spending on ourselves and our families and our culture, it's gonna go a lot further than anywhere else. So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let that be said. We're gonna take a quick break. Remember, family, you can call us with your comments or questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIWMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Listen to the Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio, the indie station for the indie nation. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Michael from Abu Dhabi. Listen to Jimmy Bond's podcast on Illadelphia Radio.
TYYY, the drama is the illest on Illadelphia Radio. What up?
Welcome back to the Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We thank you for listening. Remember, family, you can call us at 844-844-1244. Again, it's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And welcome back to Jimmy Bonds Podcast and Illadelphia Radio. Remember, family, you can call us with your comments or questions at 844-844-1244. Again, it's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIWMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And again, family, we are interviewing the lovely Miss Keia Chesson with TC Unlimited Boutique up in Chestnut Hill. Check it out. She's been dropping bars on both segments as usual, family. Sometimes you get somebody on your podcast and you just gotta let them go. You gotta let them just express how they feel, drop their knowledge, drop their wisdom, because I always say if you be quiet, you can learn a lot more than if you're talking. So, Keia, I really appreciate you coming on tonight. I think on this segment, we're gonna talk about what you have going on in the future. So we talked about you gonna have one of your designers come in and do a trunk show. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Just I know he's a pretty big designer, so this is a big deal. Can you talk to us about it a
Yes.
little bit?
Yes, check out Samuel Dung. You can actually Google him. He's an Asian designer. He has a warehouse in New Jersey, but of course he's Asian. So his designs, his patterns, his materials are very unique, and they're really good for a lot of my clients. Love him because he has a lot of statement pieces. I mean, you can wear his jackets as a dress. I have a lot of customers that just strictly buy Samuel Dung from me. As soon as
Mm.
they come in, I'm sending them pictures before I can even post them. He's really unique in colors and fashions and blends. And he keeps up with the trends. One of the things he did, I just went to a show. He's going to do a show for me in November, but I actually went to a show and I took some pictures of some of the items that's going to be dropping in November. So they're not even ready yet. So I'm watching the samples and I see that it's pink and green. For everybody do know me, I love pink and green. Those are my favorite colors. No, I'm not an
I
AKA.
was just about to say you AKA.
No, maybe one day. It's still on the brain, but I didn't go to the formal way of college. I actually graduated from Paris Business School, so I didn't live on campus to pledge, but I might be able to do graduate. But I know I have a lot of AKA clients. The police commissioner, she's an AKA. Our vice
Mm.
president is an AKA. So I have a lot of people that are AKA. So I sent the pictures out to my AKA girls, my AKA girlfriends, and they like, yo, I need a deposit. When is it going to come? We have boule, we have regionals next week. I need this dress as soon as possible. So long story short, he did allow me to take pictures to send them out. All designers don't do that, but I pre-order and I've been keeping account with him probably since the early 2000s. So now I already have clientele waiting for his items. So when he come and do the trunk show,
Oh, it's gonna shut it down.
they're gonna be
It's
like
gonna be
amazing.
stupid. Yeah, it's
It's
gonna
gonna be
shut it
crazy.
down.
So
It's
the
gonna,
demand, the tease is there.
yeah. Oh my
So
goodness,
he's
that's gonna
he's
be fire.
somebody I'm proud that actually would like to work with me. I'm quite sure he doesn't do this for all his clients because he's a busy man. But when he gave me the opportunity to do a trunk show and pick my date in November, I was like, do you need me to pay for your hotel stay? Like, what you need me to do?
And your per diem. Let me take care of your per diem too. Whatever you need, I got you. Nah,
He
really.
said no cost, no cost at
Oh,
all. I was like,
amen.
this is love. This is love.
Yo, yeah,
So
Yes.
he's coming. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to. He's also there is another young lady who is here locally. She worked with Dapper Dan. She worked with Meek Mill. She worked with a lot of different people in the industry, and she has some funky pieces. She's going to be launching her Lulu James. I should have put it on Lulu James line, and she's having a sale. She's having
mm,
a sale, so she's coming to my boutique Saturday. When I tell you I like some luxury stuff, I have those big furry hats. I have a coat that have an LV print embedded in it, and it's a mink that she made. She can reshape and she can redesign any kind of clothes. And she's been doing it since the Dapper Dan days for the rappers, for the different people in the streets that like a little flashiness, a little
yeah,
gaudiness.
yeah,
And she's doing it, but her pieces are amazing. So she'll be here this Saturday. And she's doing a sale on some of her items. So she's workable, price point, lover, and we looking forward to seeing her this Saturday. We also are having sipping shops and different vision boards throughout the year. We having sewing classes with another designer who is doing sewing classes at my building in April after Ramadan, I believe. She's going to be doing sewing classes. So we have a lot of different things to help our women grow, but also introduce them to different things that other boutiques just don't do. But we are
yeah.
girlfriends. We're girlfriends. We're sisterhood. We
That's what
network.
I was. Yeah, that's what
Um,
I was saying. Like, yo, she
I'm
killing it
focused.
over this job, bro. She killing it.
Yeah.
One thing we know, and now I can talk to you all day, right? But one of the things I wanted to find out was when in our pre-production we talked about the perspective of the employer. We talked about this, right?
Drop
And
the glasses, okay? Drop the glasses.
and I mean you were expressing how in a lot of ways, just us in general, we look at the employee. We everybody take the employee side. Oh, they ain't paying you enough hours, you need to leave. Or they ain't paying you enough money, you need to leave. But we never really hear how the employer feels or what their perspectives are. So I kind of wanted to give you the floor for this because there are many employers and entrepreneurs and people with businesses that can't get to where they need to get to by themselves. So they need good help.
You
And
need it. You definitely do.
You know what I mean? In a lot of ways, it's hard to find. So talk to us about that a little bit.
Since COVID, I must say the personnel has been a struggle for my business. I've hired probably at least 4 or 5 people, and they may last 2 months, a week, or less. To find good help, good work ethics is very difficult. I'm actually talking to a business coach in regards of trying to find good help. I did Indeed. I paid for, looking for great candidates, but for some reason, I think everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, or they just lazy, or they don't want to work, or they just have 105 excuses. And I'm a boss, but I'm a worker. Like, I'm going to work side by side with you. I'm going to get the job done. There's nothing that I can't do with TC Unlimited that I haven't done that I wouldn't ask of you. But some of the younger people are a little bit more difficult because you have to really like train them. You really have to mold them. You really have to prepare them because maybe they're not really experienced. And I do have a couple young people working for me, and have over the years. I have 2 of them that made it to college, and they do come back on their spring breaks and holiday breaks to help me out in the summer as well. And they're phenomenal. I wish I can keep them all year round, but they are pursuing their education. But it is difficult. It is very stressful. I have to say this, that we look like it's easy. We make it seem like it's easy, but we have so many hats that we are wearing on a day-to-day basis, not to mention your family, your children, and other things that you may have that's personal.
Yeah.
But it's a struggle. And to me, I think it's very stressful and have been very stressful after the pandemic, because simply not finding quality people, not being able to, I normally turn around. This is really the truth for my lives, because when I was home, my turnaround was in 24 hours. And I think a lot of people like that. So kind of like an Amazon. Soon as I finish giving you your total, I'm getting your label together, packing you up, and you going to the post office the next day. For the most part, I could do that with a little bit of assistance. But when you don't have that assistance, what happens? I'm up to 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning getting it done, because I have started this, this requirement. My customers expect this, and I don't want to let them down. That's why they still continue to pursue business with me, because the expectation is that I can make sure I can get this turned around in 48 hours. So not having help, it wears on you. So now I'm up.
Yeah.
And then I got to get up early in the morning. I still got to take my child to school or get to the doctor or do what I got to do. But my job takes priority. You don't get to have the fun time that you want to have, like 9 to 5 people. You get to go out to dinner. You get to do some things. I make a lot of sacrifices just to maintain TC Unlimited. So a lot of people don't talk about that because it looks like they're complaining, but it's reality. My voice is all jacked up this morning. I still took my butt to work. I went to the doctors, got some medicine, had a fender bender on the way. Probably got to pay for a new bumper, not a bumper, but the grill of my bumper of my SUV is cracked up. But guess what? I put that bumper with a man that I hit, because I did hit somebody by accident. But his car was fine. Mine was jacked up. So he put the bumper piece in the back of my car, in the hatch part of my trunk, and I went on to the doctor appointment, and I went on to work. I called an auto body guy, like, yo, this is what it looked like. Here's a video, here's a picture. You let me know if you can order this part. What we gonna do? And I kept on moving.
Yeah.
If I didn't do that, guess what? What would I do? Like, the orders live had to be done. I had a podcast to do. I had too much stuff on.
Look, Ty,
Stop me.
no excuses. No excuses. None. I don't want to hear no excuses. Look, she breaking it down. Next time somebody tell me, Jimmy, I can't do that, I'm gonna be like, nah, no excuses.
No,
I don't care if you're the fender bender and you got to go to the doctor. No excuses.
Listen, I'm here. I got my
But that's
medicine
love.
in me.
No, it's key.
And my fender bender is in my trunk. And whenever you call me, I'll get that rectified too.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, you have standards. That's really what it is. You have standards that you set standard for yourself as well as standards for your clients. And you can't drop your standard because you don't have the proper support. And I think a lot of people don't understand that as entrepreneurs. When you're doing something, if you got to get it done, you got to get it done. Don't call me a boss. I hate that word boss. Don't call me a boss. Call me somebody who gets it done, get the job done. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. If you can't do it yourself, you shouldn't be in the game. If period. If you gotta, sometimes we gotta outsource. It's true, we have to outsource.
Mhm.
But on everything else, if you can get it done, get it
I'm gonna
done.
get it done. And not to mention I get beat up mentally. People take a lot and put a lot on you. I
Yeah,
have
they
the
do.
Karens that come in there that whew, y'all know what the Karens do, right? Oh, I get it from all angles. Sometimes it's nice and
Wow.
pretty. Most of the times you can tie it up in a pretty bow, but then
Yeah.
just the other day, one of my clients, one of my employees, true story, I think she left because she had to deal with a Karen, and this Karen was so annoying. She's a good customer. She spends really good, but when she come in here, is Kia here? Because Kia would let me do this. Kia would do this. Kia would do
Oh,
that.
I know. Yeah,
And
yeah.
she gave her the business so bad one Sunday. The young lady texted me, I need to talk to you. My last day is Tuesday. That was the next business day. And I ain't never listen, she didn't even come in Tuesday. So I had to talk to Miss Karen. We're gonna call her Miss Karen because she made her feel so uncomfortable. The whole staff was uncomfortable. She gave them the business. When I tell you she gave them the business, that I had to
See,
pull it to the side when she did come in. And now I got to deal with this on top of everything else I got to deal with.
Miss Karen, you can't mess it up for everybody.
Miss
Everybody,
Karen,
you can't mess it up for everybody. We got to keep the business going, Miss Karen. I know you get catered to, but you can't mess it up, Miss Karen. Come on.
Miss
I
Karen,
go through that too, but they're not caring. They're
They Craig.
Tamika, Sharita, and Shawanda,
They
Tawanda.
Kevin's.
Yeah.
listen, I get that too, but you could kind of know how to deal with different
Yes.
people unless they
Yeah.
have some other issues. You do have people that have mental issues and other personal things that's going on. I have people that deal with death, especially through COVID. I must have dealt with so many. I sent flowers and cards and hugs and prayers. I mean, a lot of my clients was dealing with that. I mean, from their parents to their children, and so they come in because we open like that. You can talk to me or whatever, and they may want me to dress their loved one, So I got to take on that armor of those emotions. I get emotional. I'm a Scorpio. I get
Mm,
emotional. Like you
mm,
telling me somebody passed and they was dealing with this. I had a customer. Her name was Miss. I'm gonna say her name was E. Williams, and she was ringing a bell. She was dealing with cancer. She loved my shop, and her daughter sent me a message. She didn't make it. She didn't survive. Like that hurt my heart because I was like, wow, I was just praying for this lady. We was just talking about she rang the bell and then to get that kind of message. So you deal with a lot of that as well. And you still try to function throughout your day. But when you get those kind of messages and all you can sit back and do is like hug them and shed a tear or two, or now it's in my thoughts all day long. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so I'm carrying a lot of stuff sometimes too from my
Yeah.
customers, whether it's good, bad, or just indifferent. You're hearing a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? You're like a
Yeah.
sponge.
You
You
are.
take it all in.
You are. You're a therapist as well as I mean, it's not just about fashion and clothes at that point. That's why
Yeah,
knowing your clientele is important because you got to know how to deal with each individual person on their level. And that's why when I said that you were understanding and compassion, I really meant that. I wasn't just making that up. Like you have to have a certain je ne sais quoi, a certain bedside manner. It's just you have to have that in order to conduct the business, particularly when you're dealing with us as black people. Like, we're not all the same. So you have to have some kind of, just some kind of finesse with it at all times. And it goes a long way. It stretches your name. It stretches what people put their faith in you. You know what I mean? I know if I go see Miss Kia, I know I'm going through this right now, but I know she's gonna understand. You know what I mean? She's gonna feel she's not gonna let me, feel bad about the situation. She's gonna try to help me, leave better than what I came in. And
exactly.
I think at the end of the day, that's your goal.
Yeah,
That's definitely your goal.
definitely. Definitely. I
Yeah.
want you to feel confident, feel better than where you were when you came in here. And if I can do anything, to just make you feel better, and you don't necessarily have to buy anything, but if I can just give you a little bit of, inspiration, pray with you, I'm here for that because I
Yeah.
would I would appreciate if someone did it for me and it just give it that more personal touch. We are girlfriends. We are here for each other. I am my sister's keeper. I am in business because people support me and have been there for me. I've dealt with a lot of death and different things due to COVID as well. And so it's just nice that we can all lean on each other. When you at work, you want to be in work mode most of the time, right? But there's times that, you hear something or you feel something, and your customers can relate to you, and I can relate to them. You know what I mean? Things sometimes just take over. Now it's like, I don't even want to do the live. Like, let's just sit back and pray. Let's just sit back and be there for each other. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
some people don't have that. And with social media, what I learned even back in the day, I used to, like, people put all that junk on there. I'm not gonna be on Facebook talking about this, talking about that. I can't stand when people put all their problems on there. But I learned that with my lives, me selling on live, that you could be an inspiration to somebody. You could put the good out there. You can uplift somebody. And sometimes my customers, they may just come on and say, hey, I just want to say hello. I'm in and out. Just want to say hello, and it's my birthday. And then we start singing happy birthday to them. So sometimes people just need to, they need an ear. They need somebody to just know that they're there. Just know that
Definitely.
they're there. And if I can do it in the short time that I'm on live, I'm there. If you come in, I'll do it the best I can. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm busy, but I do try to make time for people. Make time for people. That's something that we don't do that often.
That's
So
so real. That's so real. Listen, as I said before, I can talk to you all day. Ty, I'm gonna let you ask her her last question, bro, because I know we gotta go. Go
Ty
ahead,
is
man.
all yours, Ty. He just took all of it.
All right. I mean, you've touched on a lot of things um, this evening. What sets you apart from the other boutiques? Not to brag, but I mean, you are the queen at this. So, what
Thank
sets
you.
you apart from the rest?
Being real and being myself. You cannot duplicate me. I can't duplicate you. I try to be as real, as genuine, as kind as I know how. This is me. This is how I was raised. This is how I look at life. This is how I want to be treated. I'm gonna treat you the way you want to be treated, just like,
Mhm.
you come somewhere and you feel comfortable. So I think being real, treat people the way they need to be treated, and just being there for one another. And I mean it. And it shows, not to brag, like you said, it shows by the customers that come in, that look for me even when I'm not there. It shows how, my sales has grown. It shows how I get along with most people. If you hear somebody saying something negative or had a bad experience, that's rare. I'm gonna work it out. If we have a difference, I'm going to take the time. I'm not here just to do it because it's a lucrative business. I'm here to appease my customer, satisfy my customer, and keep this money in our community, because what I do also support other people. I have at least 4 or 5 people working for me at any given time. So I have a staff that I have to look out for as well. I have bills too, but I also know that, it's important to shop small. And I did push that a lot when we did the COVID. Shop small, shop with the brown, shop with the black people, because if we don't do it, no one else is doing it. So we got to value
Absolutely.
ourselves. We got to show integrity. We got to be example, so
Yep.
that we don't keep hearing the different narratives. They always say, well, I shop with black people. They this, they that. You don't get that from TC Unlimited. I think that's what makes me different. You don't get that. And anybody that I connect to or that I network with, we all doing the same thing, and we all trying to survive at this, and we all trying to bring you the best of us. And if we fall short, give us a chance to, rectify it. If
Yep.
something goes wrong, give us a chance, but don't just count us out and put us in that barrel. We all doing this, we all doing that. No, every black business is not like that. I have EINs, LLCs, I have a business account. I run my business like a business. And that's a
Yeah.
key thing that some people don't do. That when you said earlier about the don't run your business like a business, but still treat people the way they need to be treated. Make sure your customer service is 120. Don't just give 100, give a little extra, because they're expecting me. Like, I'm in a predominantly white area. You know what I mean? Who would think I would be there for 6 years? They're expecting this little brown girl that like have the jacked up signs and looking all crazy or have complaints. But yet, you know what I hear? Oh, we see people coming into your boutique. We know the bag because I have signature bags with my name on it, or they're
Oh
pink
yeah.
with animal print.
Oh
I see
yeah.
the bags up and down the hill. I was like, and they come in there like, we see the bags. I'm like, wow, doing something. I'm doing something right. So
Amen.
I'm happy that that things is looking really good for me, and I hope that they continue to grow and hope that they continue to look even better, because if I can do better, I'm leading and inspiring my nieces, my girlfriends, my
Yes.
other fellow women, my other fellow businesses. We could do this. We
Yeah.
can do this.
We definitely can. Yeah. Yeah. Nay says that she says boutiques are so important to society. And
Yeah.
I think that it's kind of like an understatement. I think it is because the uniqueness of them allows us to go places that we can't go nowadays. You know,
Mhm.
talking to some other women I know, you know, they were like, Express used to have this, now they don't. They
Mhm.
cut the sizes down, so I can't shop there anymore. I can't really
Mhm.
shop at Macy's because they don't have the stuff that fits my curves. This is what I'm hearing women say. I'm not making this up, right?
Mhm.
So I think having something for women of our hue to go to, it's not just about shopping. It's really about camaraderie. It's really about family. It's really
Mhm.
about going to an environment where you know you're going to get what you're looking for, and you're going to walk out better than how you walked in. That's just how I feel like every business model should be. But of course, that's not the case. That's what makes you unique and in it by itself. You know. So, kudos, much love, big ups. Like she over here killing it. So I don't even know if look. I ain't got nothing else to say. When I'm out of questions, you know, the game. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, bro.
Oh,
But
Your
thank
son is going to
you.
have to do that TikTok with her now. He has to
Oh
do the
my
TikTok with
goodness,
you now.
yes.
She's
she
been
got to
dropping
right.
bars,
Just
you
you
know.
know
So
the.
I'm I'm gonna have to work on it. I'm gonna have to work on it. Really,
Oh,
seriously.
yo, that's
I'm
crazy.
trying. I'm trying to stay on top of the trends. I'm on
I hear
TikTok,
you.
but they, TikTok is also, and that's another thing that I will point out. You got to know the market right now. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok is a key component in any business with sales, any
Yeah,
business actually at this point, because you're reaching the masses, you're reaching more people. People are not always walking in brick and mortars. Don't get me wrong. Where we at, we're visible. We have a nice storefront, but people are not always going there. They're going to TikTok and typing in, okay, Kia had this blue sweater and blue sweaters, and they looking for the merchandise, how you do this style, hairstyle, whatever. So you
yeah,
need to be on some of these platforms. And before, a long time ago, I was not really for it because I thought it was invading my privacy and all that kind of stuff. But now I create content. Anything I do that I think that my clientele or people would like to follow, restaurants, my trips, whatever. When I went to New York Fashion Week, whatever, I put it on my Facebook, on my LinkedIn, so people can see it, because some people are not going to go to these places, but they inspire to go to these places, especially if you put it out there and you look like me. If I
yep,
could do it, you could do it. So
yep,
um, I think that's important. Check out these platforms, use them to their benefits. They're free in most cases, they're free, and we shouldn't be afraid of them, because guess what? You'll grow in so many ways. Even if you think about it like this, okay, I'm not selling on there. I don't sell a lot on none of them either, but I'm on there and I'm relevant and people know about me. It's not too many people who know me on there don't refer somebody to me or don't know somebody that knows me in some
yeah,
shape, form, or way. So I will encourage people to do that as well. Don't be afraid of the social media. Just use it for good. Use it for good. Use it for putting content out there that matters. That's key. And that's what I try to do. I use it to benefit my business, but I also use it to inspire and uplift women and
definitely.
men for that matter.
Yeah, because I'm sitting around. Okay, when you gonna get the men's stock in? Because I need
Let
you
me
know.
just say this. I'm
You
gonna
know,
take.
my look, like I'm not married no more. She used to dress me. I can't, you know, I need somebody to find to dress me. I need to get that together, you know.
I'm
I
not
that's why you
shoppers
see me just
though.
in a hoodie. I just wear hoodies and sweatpants everywhere now
Y'all
because
not
I
shoppers. Listen, you wear a hoodie and sweatpants. We did a whole men's line. We have a few men's stuff left, but men do not shop like women shop. So we
oh no they
carry
don't.
the
That's true.
accessories. Um, but we never really like, that's a lane I played with a little bit to see, and I had some clients asking for it and so forth. And I even had sons and nephews asked them to model. They wasn't interested, but it's not a real strong market for me, maybe because I don't really put a big effort in it. But I do have a couple clients that are guys. So when they need something specific, they usually kind of privately text me or contact me, and I kind of like, shop for them. I rather shop for them than to carry a whole line of, these kind of polo tops or whatever the case may be. And then they like, well, I only like the white color. I don't want the blue. And now I got white, blue, and purple. No, I don't like wearing purple. So it's like, that's not really my specialty. But I try to, appease the ones that do want me to do it for them. I'm like, I'll shop for you. When I'm looking at suppliers, let me know what you need. If you need me to style you, I'll style you. But we don't carry too much men's stuff because I guess, y'all know what y'all like. And
listen, that's what I said. She should dress me. I ain't got nobody to dress me now. I just get dressed out. I guess this is okay.
Well, I'll put it out there. I got a couple single girlfriends.
Hey, I need some help. I need some help, mamas. I do.
Yes.
Let me know. Look, on that note, let me wrap this up before I get in trouble.
Yes.
Let me wrap this up before I get in trouble. But listen, on realness, I'm super thankful. Ty's super thankful. Illadelphia Radio, Jimmy Bond's podcast. We're so thankful for you coming on tonight, sharing your story, your expertise, your experience, everything that you do. And in all honesty, I've learned a lot tonight. I didn't know a lot about fashion. I didn't know a lot about how boutiques work. And you going into it allowed me to look at it from a different perspective and appreciate it more. So I greatly thank you for coming on and showing us just how you work and what you do. You know what I mean? That's phenomenal. Todd, like, I don't know about you, Todd, but I'm always like, okay, so how does this work? How do they get these clothes on here? And
I was taking notes the entire time.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
oh wow!
Right. I was taking notes.
So what's going on? So I mean, like, you taught us, and that's what me and Ty always are looking for. Like, can we be educated too? Like, I'm not just sitting here hosting. I want to find out what's going on. Like, tell me.
I can give you some tips to start.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot, we both got businesses. We both over here like, yo, Ty, did you write that down? Use what again?
Yes,
right. Use that one. Okay.
I wrote that down.
You know what I'm saying? So
free.
It's free, exactly. But I'm really thankful for you to coming on and sharing your experiences.
You're welcome.
Wanted to find out from you. Listen, no, you always welcome. You are always welcome. This ain't gonna be the last time you on here with it. So I'm just call that out right now. This ain't gonna be the last time. But I want to ask you, like, who would you want to dedicate this podcast to?
I would definitely dedicate. I was wearing it. I should have had it on today. I love jewelry, so I have a nice piece in here that has my auntie and my brother on here. I'm about to drop something. So this is my auntie. She's on a candle. She's all throughout my desk. Okay. And my brother's birthday was yesterday. I was at the cemetery visiting him. My brother was murdered in 2012. He was my gentle giant. He's my baby brother, but he was murdered. And then recently, right before pandemic, my aunt, who I dedicated my leisure line to, my aunt was murdered. And I get a lot of things from both of them. My aunt was the woman who was helping foster kids in Germantown, and the foster kid killed her after 3 days. This happened about 3 years ago. So we're going through the court proceeding to get justice for the young man. He was a foster care child that killed 2 people leading up to my aunt. Definitely some issues there that he needed help, but they placed him with my aunt without giving full clarification of his background. So she lost her life. She meant the world to me. She the reason I'm the diva, the lady that I am. But so I do a lot with them in mind, and I dedicate this to them because they're super special to me. I don't think I would be half the person I am if I didn't have them in my life. And I'm just trying to make them proud every day for all that I do, and leave some kind of legacy for my 3 boys that I do have. I have 3 grown boys. And, it gives me a purpose. I wish they could see everything I'm doing now. Listen, I know they would be proud of me without even saying it, but just knowing what I lost and what I gained keeps me going. They keep going. They all over this office. If I was to turn the camera around, you'll see all kinds of accolades and things that I've been through from my degrees, taking pictures with them and so forth, and pictures of them all around me. So they watch over me. So I'm dedicating this to them. And I have a piece, I must have left it upstairs with both of them on it. There's 2 hearts. So even though they died, tragedy years apart from each other, I carry them with me in my mind and my heart, but I have a piece that I bought for them. So not to give you a long drawn out story, but they my hearts, and they keep me going, and I'm glad to have them in my life. Make me want to do these things,
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. My our condolences to you, definitely. Definitely our condolences. Is can you let the people know where to find you? Can you drop all your bars and your jewels where to go? Please.
Yes, I want to shout out to Yane for connecting us. Special shout out for her if she wants.
Yane, Publicist Ground. You gotta please go check my sister out. Please go check her out.
Check her out. Thank you, Yane, for everything. And also you can find me. I'm located in Chestnut Hill, 8518 Germantown Avenue. Not far from East Oak Lane in Germantown. We are on Facebook, Instagram, tcunlimited-unlimited.com is our website. Instagram, we got like 3 pages. You can follow either one of them. We Fashionista Lady 19, Shop TC Unlimited, and TC Unlimited Fly. So I thank you for having me. And if anybody needs to contact me, please feel free. Drop in, give us a call, check us out. We're here for you.
Oh, and they got some stuff for you, ladies. I've seen it. The girl I was talking to earlier was like, "Oh, look at this! Look at what she got! Oh my goodness! Look at these pieces!" I got to tell my girlfriend about this now. I just sent it out. Look at this! I was like, "Okay, all right, you welcome." You know what I'm saying? Like
right? You should do a little hookup, right?
Listen, I'm just saying. Look, you can check out her stuff. You might like it, and she just evidently liked all of it. So listen. You're doing phenomenal, fantastic stuff over here, Miss Keia.
Thank you.
We were so blessed to have you on tonight and share your story, all of your story, not just your business, but who you are. And that's really what we love. That's what we appreciate. Ty, I got to end the show right now. Unfortunately, I could do this all day. But family, I want to thank y'all for always tuning in. Make sure you leave us with your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And again, family, we're not in the COVID-19 pandemic anymore, but make sure you wear your mask, wash your hands, practice social distancing. Don't be up on people too much. It's still going on out there. So just be careful. And make sure you tell your friends and your family that you love them, because you never know when you might get a second chance. I'm Jimmy Bonds, my boy Ty, my sister Lucy, Illadelphia Radio, Jimmy Bonds Podcast. We out. Peace.
Fam, that's going to wrap the show. We want to thank you for listening to Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We ask you leave your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Now remember, family, we are still in the COVID-19 pandemic. So please, please, please remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, and practice social distancing. Also, remember to take nothing for granted and value every opportunity you have with your friends, your family, and your loved ones. For in these times, every moment is sacred. So until the next episode, you can find me on Good Hope Road, screaming, stay up, don't sleep in your dreams. I'm Jimmy Bonds, and I'm out. Fight on, come on.